Good evening, everyone. I would like to call to order the regular board meeting of the Vallecitos Water District for July 16, 2025. And before we begin, I would like to announce that members of the public may watch the meeting via computer or smart device by going to the district's website and clicking on the Watch Live icon. However, they will not be able to participate in the meeting remotely. Past Director Boyd Hutchins still leads us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for that. Roll call. Directors, please indicate your attendance. We are all here, all five of us. Thank you. Do we have any additions to the agenda?
No, sir.
No additions. May I have a motion to adopt the agenda for the regular meeting of July 16, 2025?
So moved.
Second. We have a first and a second. Please vote. Motion passes. Thank you so much. Do we have any public speakers?
Do we have any public speakers for items not on the agenda?
Not on the agenda.
No, we don't.
Thank you. I should have. Yes, we do have some public speakers, not on the agenda. May I have a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented?
Approve.
We have a motion by Director Hernandez,
Second.
second by Director Kirschbaum. Please vote. Motion passes for the consent calendar. Okay. So we do have a public hearing today, and just for the public and for all of our understanding, we have two items, 2.1, 2.2. 2.1 is a public hearing. It's to adopt an ongoing resolution where we have, it's called Improvement District A. Correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. And their sewer fees are collected already on the tax roll, and just annually we do this per regulation guidelines. And then 2.2 is a new adoption, which most of the public is here, which is for single resident homes that we are having a resolution to put those on tax roll as well. So if you're here for 2.2, that's what that's for. So 2.1, public hearing. Where are we at here? This is a time and a place for a hearing to consider adoption of a resolution of the Vallecitos Water District approving the sewer fees to be collected on the tax roll for Improvement District A for the fiscal year July 1, 25 to July 30, 26. General Manager Gumpel, will you please provide some details?
Yeah, thank you, President Pennock. So again, as you mentioned, the hearing is for the purpose of public input for sewer district fees being collected on the tax roll of Sewer District A. These are customers who are not our water customers, they are sewer customers only. The district has been doing this practice since IDA, or Improvement District A, has been formed. I don't know the exact date, but since the 80s at least. So today is the time and place in which we're going to take comments and go with the board resolution. With that, I have our CFO, Director of Finance, to do a presentation on IDA sewer on the tax roll.
Thank you, Jim Gumpel. This won't be much of a presentation, more of a discussion, but this is an annual item that comes before the board every year, and it's a continuation of the item that we discussed on June 4th, where the board approved Resolution 1692 to continue to elect the method of collection of the IDA district, Improvement District A, where, as Jim Gumpel mentioned, they are sewer customers, but not our water customers. So they're water customers of districts like Rincon and a few others. But we have been doing this for years. We've already elected to collect the revenue on the tax roll. This is just to approve the actual collection for that. There are, and just for your information, there are 2,094 parcels for $1 million that will be sent to the county upon approval. And with that, staff recommends the board approve the collection of the IDA on the tax roll.
Thank you so much. That's it?
That's it.
That was pretty quick.
For this one.
That was good, yeah. Any questions, comments from the board?
I have a couple of questions. I'm sorry, I didn't catch. How many customers are there that we're talking about?
So for this one, there are 2,094 parcels.
And just to be clear, we are not approving a fee increase for these customers. We are only approving the rates that these folks are already paying for their sewer to be collected on the property tax roll. And we are saying Vallecitos will not be collecting them. Property tax roll will be collecting them.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Any other comments? My question, can we do this for more than, I mean, do we have to do it annually? Can we do it for like 2 years or 3 years or?
It has to be done annually according to
Has
the state health code. We have to bring it, every year we have to elect the method of collection at one meeting, and then we have to set a public hearing, and then at the public hearing, we actually have to approve the amounts to be collected.
Annually because of a state health code?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Any comments, questions? Any others? Let's see. So do we need to adopt this resolution via motion?
Yes.
Is
Okay,
there
a motion?
is there any public comment?
Oh, is there any public comment? Because this is a public hearing.
So
Does any member wish to address the board? Any member of the public? Hearing none. General Manager Compel, did you
Then
receive
you'll-
any written comments from the public?
no written comments were received for this item.
Okay,
President PENNOCK, you'll then
Yes.
need a motion to close the public hearing.
for each one, even though we have two items?
Yeah,
For each
you'll
one,
close, you'll
Okay.
close this public hearing and then take a motion.
All right. Well, I better read through this because you did it for me so well. I better read all my green things.
Motion's not on there, that's my bad, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Close the hearing.
Okay, close the hearing. Can we close the hearing?
Yeah, you need a motion to close the
Oh, motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Moved by Director Elethart,
Second.
seconded by Director Kirschbaum. Please vote.
Thank you, John.
All right, motion and the public hearing is closed for item 2.1.
And now you take a motion on the action.
Motion, may I have a
Second.
motion to adopt this resolution approving 1695, approving the sewer services fees to be collected on tax roll for Improvement District A. We have a motion by Director Hernandez, a seconded by Director Tiffany Boyd Hutchins.
Just a minor correction, this is on 1694 versus 1695. Yeah.
Okay, 1694, thank you for that. Approving District A. Thank you for that. And please vote. We got it right finally, thank you. Now, that has been closed, that has been passed. We are now opening the hearing for item 2.2. This is the same time and place for a hearing to consider adoption of a resolution of the Vallecitos Water District approving the sewer fees to be collected on the tax roll for single-family residential customers for the fiscal year July 1, 2025 to July 30, 2026. General Manager Gumpel, can you please provide some details?
Yeah, the hearing is for the purpose of the public input on the sewer service fees being collected on the tax roll for single-family residential customers. And just to be clear, these are single-family residential customers that do not have auxiliary dwelling units, so they have one sewer fees. For multifamily homes, for homes that have auxiliary dwelling units, this does not apply. So only single families with one dwelling unit on them. With that, I'll turn it back over to Wes to do a quick presentation.
Thanks again. Good evening again, President PENNOCK, members of the board. So the last item was actually a good lead into this item because it's one of the reasons why we decided to look at the next item. So this presentation is for the public hearing for the sewer revenue on the tax roll for single-family residential customers. Just a quick background, the reason that the district decided to look into putting single-family residential customers on the tax roll for sewer revenue was because of the rate increases that we're facing from the water authority, as you know. And are always trying to find ways to minimize the impact of those rates on our customers. So as a result, the board elected to change our method of collection for the sewer revenue for single-family residential customers and put it on the tax roll. And we have approximately 18,177 single-family residential accounts that have the fixed charge of $38.99 per ordinance 184. That amount has not increased. The sewer charges actually haven't increased since 2015, so it'll be the same amount. It'll just be sent to the tax roll and collected less frequently. And the cost of the district for this will be about 10 cents per parcel. And in addition, we're going to have approximately $50,000 in foregone interest earnings because we won't be getting that revenue on a monthly basis. So continuing with that, at the meeting on May 21st, 2025, the board approved resolution 1688, which changed the method of collection. So we are now elected to have it on the tax roll, so that's now been approved. Notice has been given to the public, both in the form of bill inserts, and we've also published in a newspaper circulation for 2 weeks, so we've given appropriate notice to the public. And we actually received very few complaints from customers. We only got about 4 emails and 2 letters. And the phone calls we've been receiving have been mostly just for clarity. People want to know how it's going to work and what's happening and who it's affecting and things like that. But we haven't received a lot of complaints, actually. The report has been created and filed, and that just contains the parcels and the amounts that will be collected, and that's been filed and will be sent to the county upon approval. And finally, we've actually created the fund with the county, which is necessary for tracking and recording and actually receiving those revenues. So we have to create a new fund that they're going to put all this information into in order to send us payments so we can track it. And with that, just a quick recap. The purpose for doing this, the staff and the district and the board wanted to look at ways to minimize the impact of rate increases on our customers. And we're doing this to lower customer bills by taking the $38.99 off the monthly bill. It should lower their monthly bill and also reduce the frequency of payments because they won't have to pay their sewer bill every month. Instead, it'll be paid approximately twice a year. And with that, staff recommends approving the resolution 1695, which will order the collection of the sewer service fees on the tax roll for single-family residential customers.
And one clarification, we've received 3 letters total as of this date. So not from 2, but 3 total letters of protest is the total we've received of the 18,177. And even though this will lower the monthly burden as rate increases come on the water bill itself, the total cost the customer pays remains the same. The district does lose out a little bit because we'll be getting our input or the money for sewer less frequently, which is that $50,000 roughly in interest earnings that we will not be getting.
Thank you.
Question.
Thank you for the presentation. Comments, questions from the board? Yes.
Question. Again, this is an annual thing that we have to do?
Exactly. It'll be exactly the same as the last, as
We
the
can't
idea.
extend that timeframe?
No, from what I understand, the state code says we have to do this annually, both the election and the collection approval. But it's a good thing in a way too, because it gives us the opportunity to change that method. So if this year it doesn't work out for some reason, we decide we don't want to do it anymore, next year when we come to the board, we can say, nope, we don't want to do that anymore, we want to put it back on the regular water bill.
And this also mimics the process of several of our neighboring agencies that, not all of them, but a majority of them do collect sewer on the tax roll in this method.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? Yeah.
So just to be clear, customers, these 18,177 customers, will no longer see a charge of $38.99 on their Vallecitos Water District and sewer bill. That will be moved to their property tax, and it will be 12 times over because we have to repeat this process every year. So this is an experiment. And these customers are going to see they will not see $38.99 on their bills any longer. This is not a new charge. They are likely going to see a reduction in total bill TBD because we don't know exactly what the rate increase is going to be and how that's going to impact people. But at least the $38.99 will be removed from these customers' bills for the next year. Correct?
That is correct and
Thank
well
you.
said.
Thank you.
I have another question.
Director Hernandez.
This is for just single-family resident. I personally happen to have an ADU on mine, so I will not be on the tax roll. I'll be still getting my bill, my sewer bill?
If you're receiving a bill for your unit plus one, then you won't get this. This will
Yeah,
not
right.
affect you.
No, I just have 2 on mine.
Because we do have multi-dwelling units that have the $38.99 plus I think it's a $10 or $11 charge per month for additional units that they have. Those customers will not be affected by this.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other comments, questions? So we do have a few members of the public that would like to address the board, and they will be given 3 minutes' time. When called, please come forward, state your name and address for the record, and state your question and comment. So with that, CP Enriquez, love to hear from you.
Going first. Where do I go?
Right up there. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah. Thank you, CP.
Is this thing on? All right. My name's Sippy Enriquez, 2039 Acacia Drive, San Marcos. Yeah, I'm just gonna, all the information I'm using is coming from this letter that I just received a couple weeks ago, I guess. I'll just go down, start with why the change. It says the water supplies have increased. Well, that's gonna always increase. The rising cost impact monthly utility bills for all customers, yet this is only for single-family residences. And then the district is seeking ways to reduce ratepayer monthly impacts. So I don't think that's gonna do it, because it's just gonna put it, instead of monthly, you pay twice a year when you pay your property tax bills. And then the non-single families, they won't get the benefits of any savings, I guess, or why is that not, why are they not in the, going to the tax collector? And this change, what you need to know, this change only affects sewer service for single-family residences. Sewer, my understanding, sewer is, it goes out of your house. You've already paid for the water, you've used the water, now it's gonna go out through the sewer charge. That doesn't make sense to me. If the water is already paid for at whatever rate, I guess that's something I have to figure out, and I'll need to ask more questions. And also the savings is, we're taking one line item off of the bill and keeping all the other ones. Again, I don't understand how taking one line item off the bill is gonna create savings. To create savings, I would say, just give the whole bill to the tax collector and let them go be in the business of collecting. Shoot, 3 minutes goes fast. Well, I just want to get this in. I want answers to some of these questions. So who would I address them to? And, what would be the time frame to expect answers back from this? Yeah, I guess those are the big points, I guess. I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me to take one line item and keep the rest. Thank you.
Thank you, CP. So for the interest of time and just organization, you bring up some really good questions, and I would love to hear from all the public, and then maybe at the end, we will answer all questions. So if you want to if you have some comments up here, we'll just address some of those concerns after everybody has a chance to speak. Thank you, but good questions, thank you. Lee Rowe, thank you.
I live in Lake San Marcos, and then we have moved here. We lived in San Diego for many years, and then moved away and moved back. So when we moved back here in 2012, the thing that's gone up is the water price. For the sewer's charge on my very first bill, I went back and looked, was $35.91. And I got a sewer frugal discount because we were told we had to cut back on water and be frugal, and so with our water, and so I got $7.18 off that. So my total bill back then was $59.96, and we've lived in the same place. We've been frugal with our water. We've had to we live in a condominium. It's a we get a property tax bill, we pay our own, but it's a homeowners association, and we have well water that our common areas are watered by. So and Vallecitos we have to have a hookup for Vallecitos, obviously, because inside the house you have Vallecitos. So it's not that I have, my bill for water has gone up from like $59.96 to $100, and the whole bill has gone up from $100 to $102 lately. But it's been very consistent as far as the sewer. So there hasn't been an increase. In fact, the bill has been the $38.99 is like a flat fee. I guess we've been paying for 10 years. And I felt that this is inequitable in a lot of ways, because if only single family, first it puts instead of us getting to pay a monthly bill, which we always pay, in fact, but since we pay that, but you're going to be putting it on our property tax bill, especially for seniors. The property tax bill is a lien on our property, and I know where I live, I'm probably one of the younger people at 74 living in our area. We have people in their 90s, so in our HOA, we sometimes have people that aren't able to pay things or they don't forget, so they may forget to pay them and we have to wait and go through processes to get them to pay their homeowners' dues and so forth. So to me, this is, I just feel it's much better to receive this monthly and pay it. And it doesn't really, I don't see, if you're saying it's not going to, if it's not saving you money if you have to have a whole new system. So to me, the only reason you're doing it is to put it on to put a lien on our property. If it's, because that's what it does. And so to me, it's like a way of, I guess, getting around Prop 13 or, that's all I have to say. I just wondered, why it wasn't happening to commercial properties, apartments, and others.
Thank you, Lee. Appreciate that. And Frank and Brigitte. Frank Harris and Brigitte Wiseman. Hi, Frank. Thank you.
I'm speaking on behalf of both of us, so I just want to say that I strongly object to this. If you just said that you're going to lose $50,000 in interest, doesn't make any sense for you, and it sure doesn't make any sense for me, because my property taxes are already too high, and I have to scrounge to get that money together. And now you're saying, okay, well, you'll just add $40 more per month onto that property tax. That I got to come back. I'm on a fixed income. I'm on Social Security. So I want to balance my budget every month. Unlike the government, federal government, I want to do that. So let me stay the way it is now. It works great for me. You're not saving me any money. I'm still paying it. So it really doesn't make any sense on your behalf and on mine. Like I said, I got a budget. I keep in that budget. I pay my bill every month. But if it comes to $200 more every 6 months on my property tax, it just doesn't make any sense. It's not responsible. So that's all I have to say. I appreciate you giving me an opportunity to voice my objection. I have a written objection as well. So I hand it to you. And thank you for your time. And you're going to do what you're going to do. But like I said, it doesn't make any sense for you. You're losing interest on that money. You said $50,000, so it seems like a no-brainer to me, but who am I? I'm not, the treasurer here or anything, so thank you.
You're Frank Harris, man. You're important. You can have 3 more minutes for Bridget. Is it Bridget or Brigitte?
No,
Bridget.
we're good.
Okay, good.
Not enough for me getting up there. I'm an introvert.
Thanks, Frank. No, well said. Thank you. Do we have any other additional members of the public who wish to address the board in this manner? Seeing none, General Manager Compel, did you receive any written, you said you did receive some written ones, did
Yeah,
you?
we received 3, prior to the board meeting, we received 3 written protest letters.
Okay. Anything you want to bring up about those?
No, they were just a similar theme. Some of them was confusing. They thought we would be able to, add additional liens or late charges. We cannot in this. So in other words, somebody fails to pay their property tax, it's just the normal county process. The district cannot, through this process, add late charges that are associated with their water bill or any other charges. And a couple of them did bring up the same fact about single family. And Wes, you could help me with this if I'm wrong. Single family homes are on a fixed amount, a set standard amount, the $38.99. Multifamilies are variable based on water use, so their sewer charges changes every month. So to do that on the tax roll would be nearly impossible because every month will be different and the tax roll doesn't collect that way.
So before you answer that though, because thank you, seeing that there's no other persons wishing to address the board, we want to close the public hearing before we get into discussion, right? Okay, we have a motion to close the public hearing?
Can I ask a question?
Can you ask a question? Sure, I'd love to hear a question.
Well, I just wanted to say that I know that I only found out about this. I got this letter with my bills. It was at 4th of July or something. It was dated June 9th, but it was a busy time. So I put it aside and I also auto-pay my bills. So I didn't read it till the other day. I'd still like to put something in writing. Can I do that? didn't see this until I had a problem where my Wells Fargo had paid my bill up twice.
So your question is, can you do what now?
Can I put something in writing?
Of course, yeah. Yeah,
I can send it in after.
you can send it in afterwards.
Okay, that's
As far as this public hearing goes, it won't be for this public hearing, but yes, you can always send something in writing. And to answer your question, CP, as far as response time and things like that, we'll answer that as well, because I'd love to. You had an additional question on that?
Well, my additional question would be, since you're doing this in part, you say it's because you're going to have to increase the county itself as things. Why are apartment dwellers, why are we no longer a single-family owners? Why do we have a flat fee? I mean, do I pay the same for my little condo where I don't have yard? I don't water the yard with Vallecitos water. Am I going to be paying the same then as somebody who lives in Rancho Santa Fe or whatever district is what Vallecitos covers?
Right.
It has a lot of property. So it seems like it would be more equitable to, I get, is every single family home charged the same amount?
Okay, fair question. We'll answer that right after right after we close the public hearing. Have a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Moved by Director Boyd Hodgins. I'll second that. Please vote. Public hearing being closed. Yeah, so Director Gumpel, or President Gumpel, GM Gumpel, President, Vice President.
I don't want a promotion right now.
You had a question, and then Wes was about to comment on that. So go ahead. I just wanted to make sure we
Yeah,
closed the public
so
hearing.
just to kind of answer some of the questions from the public. So the multifamily homes are basically, they're on a flow base. They have a separate irrigation meter. So they have two water meters, one irrigation only, same with commercial businesses, industrial, and one is indoor use only. So we know exactly how much water to use indoors, and they pay their correct share and also they use a lot more, they generate a lot more sewer. The sewer service charge covers everything that our collections group does, and it really, for everybody, we want more and more attendance at our water academy. So water academy, we go through exactly what we do with your water fees and your sewer fees, and how that work is performed in our system. What are some of and Wes, I just want to double check on that it's a flow base.
So multi-units are not typically flow-based. They're going to be, there's a rate per unit for the multi-units, and that's, on our rate sheet, it says $35.09. So the single-family residentials are $38.99, one charge fixed, that's it. But if you got a multi-unit, it's going to be $35.09 per unit. We also have churches and schools and other commercial use, which are going to be based on flow, number of seats, number of students, things like that. It was, in looking at this and whether we should transition, we looked at everything. We looked at the water revenue, we looked at the sewer revenue, what we could actually do realistically and put on the tax roll. So because of the variability in the other charges, it just didn't work for us from a billing perspective, like our system and the intricacies and how we would get that to the county and how they would bill it for us on a monthly basis. We couldn't report like one amount to the county and have it be divided by 12. The only thing that made sense for us was actually the fixed charge to the single-family residentials of the $38.99, because it's very easy. It's per parcel, and it's every month.
And it also followed the exact same system that we already have set up for IDA, which is fixed charged per parcel, single-family units within IDA, so.
So, and I did take notes on the other questions, and I'm happy to address them. I feel like I can do it pretty quickly if that's okay with the board.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. You had some questions. I mean, my relationship with Vallecitos has always been, you can ask questions anytime, and their response time is very quick. So, yeah, if it's okay with the board. Yeah.
So, something was said that was, I want to clarify, and Director Boyd Hodgson has, I believe, already clarified it, but the intention of this was not for savings for the customer, or to create savings for the customers, because we're not really able to do that through this process. The intention is to minimize the monthly impact on the customers of rate increases. So our water bills are going to go up by it might be 20% or whatever over the next 3 years. that's going to cause the customer's monthly bill to be a lot higher. We were looking at ways to minimize the monthly impact, and this is a way that we can do that just by removing that $38.99 from the monthly bill. So yes, it's not going to result in a savings. Customers are going to pay the same amount. So that wasn't the intention of this. It won't be a savings. So just want to clarify that, and that was one of the things that was mentioned a couple of times. We talked about the multifamily, why we didn't do it for everybody, why we're only doing it for single-family residential customers, but to clarify on that, again, because of the variability in the billing, we just aren't able to send that to the county and get them to bill. We'd have to send them, it's an annual thing we have to submit to them that they bill monthly, so we can't, if your flow varies every month, we can't send a different report to the county every month, so the variability just didn't work out. It was also mentioned, why didn't we put water bills on the tax roll? We looked at it, as I mentioned. That is just, for the district, it would be nearly impossible because we get monthly bills from the water authority. So we're getting monthly bills of around $3 million a month to pay for our water purchases. We need that monthly revenue coming in to pay for those water purchases on a monthly basis. So there's no way we could send it to the county because they're only going to pay us every 6 months or so. So that just didn't make sense logistically either. So we did look at it, but we're unable to do it. There was a question about why do we have a sewer service charge and how does that work? Well, we have to maintain our sewer infrastructure. It's a service provided to the customer, so we have to charge them something, and we've done a rate study on that, and it was determined that $38.99 for single-family residentials was the appropriate charge for that service to those customers. So that's, I just want to clarify that that has to be charged as well as a separate service. Moving on from there, as far as the comment about a lien on the property, that wasn't even something that we considered. It wasn't our intention. We're not looking to lien anybody's property. We hope that the county never has to get to lien anybody's property. That's just, we were hoping to move it to the tax roll to minimize the monthly impact, and hopefully, you know, being paid through the tax roll won't result in that, but we don't really have control over that. And I think that's all the questions that we had, unless there's something that I forgot.
Yeah, as always, well said. Director Wood-Hodgins, yes.
Thank you. So I jotted down the questions that I heard, sort of paraphrasing from the folks that spoke. You know, why non-single family units not eligible? Why do we pay for sewer? Who do we ask for answers? And just to clarify about that, we are all elected officials and we represent you. I, for example, represent you in Lake San Marcos. So you always have the ability to reach out to your representative to also ask those questions, or if you have concerns. What I would like to hear is, what is the benefit to Vallecitos Water District for doing this? We've heard about how this could benefit our customers. How does it benefit us, if it does? And please factor in the $50,000 that we are going to lose in sort of income that we can invest.
I don't want to say there's no benefit to the district. There may be some benefit in that we don't have to look at, you know, the sewer revenue on the tax, on the actual bill itself. Overall, though, there's very little benefit to the district. I mean, we're going to have new admin charges. We're going to have the interest that's lost. This is entirely intended to benefit the customer, and that was the only purpose for even considering this.
Wes, I've got a question on that. Is there some kind of benefit on delinquency rate moving to property tax versus monthly?
No, if anything, we may lose from that. The county will charge a delinquency fee. I'm not sure what their fee is. Ours is 10%. So if you don't pay your bill and you're over a month late, we'll charge you a 10% late fee, and we will not be able to, we won't do that.
We won't be able to do that on.
Right, so that'll be gone. So we're hoping that it equates whatever they charge if people are late on the county tax versus what we would have collected through late fees on the water bill.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other comments? I just had a question thinking outside the box. I don't know how individualized, but because like somebody like Jim Hernandez has an ADU too, he's going to still receive a sewer bill.
His will not change. Well, and I haven't looked at his
will not
regular
change.
account, so I don't want to guarantee anything, but accounts that have more than one unit, that have the $38.99 or $35.09 per unit, will not see this.
So we're still going to have two billing systems. We're still going to bill sewer, we're still going to send the tax roll.
So we have multiple rates for sewer. We've got based on flow, we've got it based on students,
Right.
we've got it based on seats, we've got it based on number of units. There are several different methods for billing.
So if the member of the public, like I was thinking about Frank, if he chooses, hey, can a member that owns a single-family resident say, I don't want to go on the tax roll, can you just bill me like you've been billing me? Do we have that capability?
I do not know. I would think that we'd have to apply it fairly across all of them.
Okay, and you got, yeah, Mike might know.
So Sorry, Wes.
And that's fine.
So
Come on.
there is the ability potentially for a customer to pay it in advance.
They can do
They'd
that.
have to pay, I'm gonna say $40 a month just to make the math easy. They'd have to pay 4 times 12, $480 in advance
To us or to the county?
to us. And then we would not put them on the county tax roll.
But that essentially is the same thing as them.
Yeah,
being property
yeah,
tax.
it's just, yeah, okay. So we not sure if we have the capability, if we have a Frank and a Lee and a CP that say, hey, you know what, I'm just good the way I am, can you just bill me? Probably not. It's kind of, we're all in single family because of the
Well, and Jim might be able to help with this too, but I believe once we elect to have a certain class of customers collected a certain way, then we have to have that class of customers collected that way.
okay,
That would be my understanding of what we're doing.
okay, thank you.
But only for a year, because then we revisit this
And-
after a year.
Correct.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Any other comments, questions, concerns? Yeah.
I just want to thank the members of the public for coming to speak. So as elected officials, we always really want to do the best thing for our ratepayers and our constituents. We have to campaign every 4 years, and when we're campaigning, we're out talking to a lot of constituents and we're hearing their concerns. But we don't get a lot of attendance usually at our meetings. So sometimes it's, we have to go with what we think is best for the general public without necessarily getting a lot of input. So with that being said, when we voted on this in May to have a public hearing, I mean, I was a little bit neutral. I guess it seemed like a good idea to take the monthly burden off of the customer. Given that they're paying the same rate, I'm hearing now from our speakers that might actually be difficult for people on fixed incomes, senior citizens. When I was campaigning for this position, I talked to a lot of people that were struggling to pay their bills, and I promised them that I would do what I could to make their water and sewer as affordable as I could. And I mean, I thought initially that the best thing would to be move it to twice a year, but maybe that is more of a difficulty than just budgeting every month. So I guess my point is that, it really means a lot when you come to speak to us so that we can hear what you're thinking. And I am definitely second guessing yes vote on this because I don't know if it's in the best interest of the public or not.
Thank you. Director Hernandez.
I'm much like my other colleague here, was interested in hearing this in a public hearing, but I don't see it's two $5 dogs for a $10 cat. So I don't see a whole lot of difference here. And as the gentleman indicated, fortunately, my property tax is paid through my mortgage, so I don't even see it. But having said that, I don't see that it's a benefit for anybody. So I'm not going to be supporting this.
Thank you. Two
Well, I would-
$5 dogs for one $10 cat. Oh, is that, I've never heard that, but thank you for that, Director Hernandez. Yes.
I'm writing that one down.
Yeah. You can use that. Go ahead and use that.
Usually it's like a,
You had no idea you were going to learn this kind of stuff when you came to this meeting, did you? Thank you. Also, I'd like to echo my colleague's sentiment. We struggle to get folks to these meetings to care about what we're doing, and it is so very important. This is our water and our sewer. Without those two things, we are not a healthy society. The things that I'm always thinking about is how are our less fortunate folks, the folks that are underserved in the community, how are they benefiting? Because we know that the water rates are going up, and paying for water is a necessity, and it is a struggle for a lot of people. And as I'm listening to the folks talk today, and I'm thinking about, a lot of our underserved communities are not the single-family dwelling folks. They don't own their own homes. They're the renters. And I don't think that this would benefit them. So I am also not going to support this. Thank you.
any other comments, questions? I'm trying to think how to proceed, just because I have some, because I agree with you. However, I think the benefit, we did bring this to the vote, to the floor because it was to help more than hurt our underserved for those renters. Because yes, the landlord's gonna get that tax bill and the renter is paying the water bill, so the renter should receive a discount or a lower water bill until the landlord makes the adjustment, and if the landlord makes the adjustment. So I see what you're saying, but I think it would serve the underserved community, because a lot of them are renters, and they don't get a sewer bill, but they will get a water bill. So,
Maybe I'm not understanding, but
I'm a landlord, and I have a renter. Their water bill is in their name. So Joe is renting from me. Joe gets his water bill. Joe's bill is gonna go down by 38 cents. My tax bill is gonna go up by $500 a year. And if me as a landlord decide that I'm gonna raise his rent by $40 a month, because now I'm paying it, that's on me. But Joe's water bill will go down by 38 cents a month.
is that
I mean,
accurate?
$38.
Is that accurate?
That's accurate.
Okay, I just
So-
misunderstood.
Yeah.
I didn't think that it would apply to folks who are renting.
If those renters are receiving a water bill, their water bill is gonna go down.
Well, that would be only a renter of a single-family home.
Correct.
So not a renter of an
Of
apartment
an
or a
apartment
condo.
building, no. So it's only gonna affect the renter of a single-family resident. Their water bill will go down by 38.99
Okay,
monthly.
okay.
So that's why I was thinking the opposite of you. When you were saying, I'm going, yeah, but this will serve them.
So some underserved folks will benefit and others will not.
Renters of single-family residents are probably those that'll benefit the most, I'm guessing, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I see. But yes, a
Okay.
year down the road, all of a sudden, Jim says, wait a minute, I'm paying the sewer bill because it's not my tax. I'm gonna hit my renter, now I'm gonna raise his rates by, 38. I could do that, but I don't know if they will. They'll just say, hey, I'm happy that he's renting my home. It's great for him that he gets a break of $40 a month. So that's why I was a little
Okay.
confused with your comment, just that, I think, yeah, renters, those that are truly being hit hard, are going to be served most by this, actually. At least that's my point of
If
view.
they're single-family.
If they're a
renting
single-family resident
single-family
renter.
resident.
Correct.
Okay.
Because they're the ones receiving the water bill, their water bill is gonna go down. Correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. So that's why I was like, yeah. So with that, any other comments, questions?
I would think it would also be a benefit to people who have like seasonal income, maybe wait staff, people who work in restaurants that actually make more money at different times of year. It might help with their budgeting instead of having to come up with that money every month. I have a friend who likes to, he's really busy in the summertime, he's not so busy in the winter, so he doesn't make a lot of money. So people like that, it might also benefit, and they might be in sort of the lower income classes.
And I think that was the purpose. It was truly, I mean, there was nothing hidden there. We were not trying to hide, hey, we're gonna sneak this on the tax bill, so we're gonna hide this even though it truly was to help, like you presented, it truly is to help those that are struggling more so. And some are not gonna like it, and I think most are. So that's my 2 cents, okay. Okay. Any other comments? If not, may I have a motion to adopt resolution, let me get this right this time, 1695 of the Board of Directors of the Vallecitos Water approving sewer service fees to be collected on the tax roll for single-family residential customers for fiscal year July 1, 25 to June 30, 26, that we will do annually. May I have a motion to adopt?
So moved.
Motion by Director Elitharp. I'll second that. May I have please vote. Motion does not pass with Director Elitharp, Kirschbaum, and Hernandez voting no. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Thank you.
And with that, we'll move on. Thank you, Frank. Reports, General Manager.
Yeah, I have a few tonight. So October 30th is our Water Academy, and we'll be having our annual Water Academy. Right now, it's scheduled for October 30th. Unfortunately, the bus tour portion will still be canceled because Metal Arc will still be under construction. Good news for especially our operations staff, but really for the district. Our Montiel Pump Station is now on bypass as of Monday. As you may remember, Montiel Pump Station is a small temporary lift station that was supposed to last for about 10 years. That was built in 1985. And it's over there at the border of Escondido and Vallecitos, east of Nordall Road. And every year when it rains, our staff has to man it basically 24/7 to make sure it doesn't spill and pump out of it. So now it's on full bypass, and our operations staff is fully happy. The contractor's on the way, in process of building a brand-new pump station. But good news is it's on bypass, so knock on wood, this winter time we'll have, a little bit more ease as far as maintaining our sewer systems. I was gonna say no meeting on 8/6, but we will have a meeting on 8/6 with at least one item. 7:30 to 8/9, I will be on vacation, so our AGM, Jason Hubbard, will be manning the ship and doing an excellent job. So by all means, throw him some curveballs, send him questions, and just remember to copy me because, as I check the emails, I'd like to laugh as I'm having a drink on the beach, so.
Nice.
Next week, on Monday, we have our P3 meeting. We'll be going over our Water 218 process, not process, but outreach, and also the 218 notice on that. That'll be the main subject there. We're still in the process of putting together the reports. The reports are still need to go to legal review, so this will be more of an overview and looking at the initial outreach that meets the legal standards. On Tuesday, we'll be having our engineering committee meeting. So we have two committee meetings, one on Monday, one on Tuesday next week. Roof replacement project. So it's supposed to start at the end of the month. So luckily I'll be out of town and starting upstairs. So my hope is when I'm back. But staff is going to get notified. There will be some shuffling. We'll be working with staff to minimize impact. We'll be working with our customer service to minimize impacts to our customers, but it'll be going on for quite a bit. So the entire roof tile is being replaced. It's a project the board awarded many, many months ago. We're still waiting for a contractor final schedule, and we'll report more on that as it goes along. Last but not least, the Kiwanis Club of Lake San Marcos. It used to be fairly subsidized, I believe, by City of San Marcos. It is no longer, so they've reached out for sponsorship opportunities. The district's looking at, it's for our holiday parade, which I think is on early December, first week in December. The district usually, or has in the past, provided equipment to go down that parade. They're asking for sponsorships. We're looking at doing a sponsorship at a $500 level to help keep that tradition, San Marcos tradition, afloat and represent the district in it also with probably district equipment. Maybe we have a brand new Vector truck that is absolutely beautiful that we might be rolling down there if you want to come out and see it. So that concludes my report.
Thank you. And safe travels.
Thank you.
District Legal Counsel.
I just had 3 items to report on. On June 30th, the governor signed AB 130 and SB 131, which modified CEQA. They don't directly impact us, but they may be of interest to some of you. AB 130 established a statewide miles traveled mitigation bank. This allows developers to satisfy CEQA-related mitigation requirements. The second bill was SB 131, which created statutory exemptions under CEQA for certain qualified housing projects that are on 20 acres or less in size. And then the third bill is a watch for probably labor and the rest of us. It's AB 339. It advanced out of the Senate Labor, Public Employment and Retirement Committee on July 9th. And this bill would require public agencies to give notice to unions, 60-day notice, written notice, before issuing requests for proposals to enter into contracts with third parties to perform services that are within the scope of job classifications represented by recognized employee organizations. So if we're outsourcing any type of work that is within a classification on our negotiations with our recognized employment groups, we're going to have, if this goes into law, we would have to provide 30 days, or 60 days advance written notice. Before doing that, the written notice as prescribed in this would require us to provide the anticipated duration of contract, the scope of the work, the anticipated cost of the work, draft solicitations, if we've done any, and the reasons why we believe it's necessary. As you can imagine, the way this is written, it could create some real conflicts with our construction public works projects, where we're issuing RFPs for engineers and design, CMs. There was a request that some language be added that would carve out construction, alteration, demolition, installation, repair type work. That hasn't occurred. And at this time, CSDA is in the process of evaluating the bill. They're currently remain opposed to it, but this is one to continue to watch, which could have some impacts on us if it were passed.
Is there a time constraint now? As far as 60, or not, it wouldn't be
No,
60
we don't
right
have
now?
to, we don't have to provide
There's
any
none.
notice now. All we do currently is, we publish that annual vacant positions. I think we did that, 2 months ago? But this, every time,
Wow.
potentially every time we went out to an RFP on a project, we would have to provide 60 day notice to the unions, so.
Thank you. CSDA, huh? Support them. Okay. San Diego County Water Authority.
Thank you. So, big news at the Water Authority meeting. I'm going to just hit some of the high points. The meeting was dynamic, and there was a lot of discussion. There was a lot of robust discussion at the last meeting, which was June 26th. First item I will just briefly touch on is the board authorized recommended reductions of $122,000 and change to the board of directors for the recommended budget. So they recommended to reduce the budget that I will discuss in just a moment by about $122,000 and change. Having said that, that is a drop in the bucket. The board approved adoption of the resolution to approve the general manager's recommended budget for fiscal years 2026 and 2027 for operations and capital improvements, and appropriating $1.8 billion in change consistent with the approved budget. So the budget was approved 1.8.
That was a B, right?
B.
Okay.
1.8 with a B.
Want to make sure I heard that right.
They also approved the classification and salary schedule for the employees. Additionally, something that we are all very anxious to hear about every year is they adopted the Water Authority's rates and charges for calendar year 2026 to utilize future savings and defer fiscal year 2026 new debt issuance for approximately 8.3% effective calendar year 26% rate increase. So in layperson speak, I understand that they are looking at an 8.3% increase from the Water Authority, which will definitely impact us. It will impact how we structure our rate increases, which is why we have been trying to look at every opportunity to reduce that impact on our customers. And those are the high points. There were some other discussions that went back and forth about potential conflict of interest, hiring a legal firm, but that was more, and that played out in the press, unfortunately, as well. But the big ticket items that we are concerned about are the budget, which is $1.8 billion, almost 1.9 actually.
What was it last year?
I'm not sure.
It's
I'm not sure.
always in that.
It's always right around 1.8?
Yeah, it's the majority of it's purchasing of water from the Colorado River in Northern California and the QSA.
And then the 8.3% increase, which actually is less than what it has been. But, water rates keep going up. Even though we're using less water, water rates continue going up. And that is a challenge that we continue to face, explaining that to our customers. In perpetuity, we will face that challenge.
And if I may, just for public consumption of the board, that's an average throughout. The effective rate per agencies can swing very widely. As an agency like ours that gets direct desal rate increase was above that 8.3, so you have to meld that in. So we're still working on what that rate increase means to our customers, but it's going to be higher than 8.3%.
Thank you. That's it?
Yes.
Okay. Encina wastewater? You have any meetings?
No meetings yet.
We haven't had any meetings, huh? Standing committees. Any standing committees? It's been a quiet summer. Hope you all had a wonderful July 4th. Directors' reports and meetings, conferences, seminars attended. None? Again, quiet. Director's comments, future agenda items. So I know Director Boyd Hutchins has some comments. Love to hear them.
Does anybody else have a comment?
Any other comments?
Okay.
It's all on you.
So I just wanted to speak a little bit about a loss that our community has suffered. In Division 5, I represent Division 5, which includes Discovery, Lake San Marcos, and San Alejo Hills. And unfortunately, this summer, our division is mourning the loss of one of our community members. 12-year-old Rosie Tucker was lost to our community. She was a classmate of my son. She was well known for having blue fingernails and loving to get manicures. She loved boba tea. She loved animals. She played volleyball. She was scheduled to edit the Double Peak School yearbook next year. And she was known for her unfailing kindness. I just ask that we keep her family in our thoughts and rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. And with that, we are adjourned.